Hi, my name is Hada, and my family activity night is a multicultural night called 5 Ways to Say Hello. This family event is geared towards preschool but welcomes the whole family, and it covers the standards of self, family, and community, understanding similarities and differences among people, and describe ways that people celebrate their diverse culture heritage in the community. The way the event will be set up is they will receive a language sheet upon entering the event, and volunteers will explain to go to each booth. There is no set transitions for this event. This is a go at your own pace type family event. This will provide families the time they need to experience each booth or to move quicker for children that are higher energy. As they move to each booth, they will be greeted in that booth's language. Each booth will have a craft, a snack, and someone that speaks the language or is from the culture to answer questions. As they visit each booth, they will receive a stamp on their language card. There will also be a matching booth that will have words that the children can match to each country. As the families finish going through the booth, they will take their stamped language sheet and receive goodie bags with extra snacks, stickers, and little knickknacks that represent that country. The stamps aren't required for the families to get goodie bags. It's just a fun way for them to keep track of all the booths that they've been to. Our plan of communication for the families would be to post or to send an email out about 2 months in advance for the families to have time to plan, make sure they add it to their calendars, and also give parents an opportunity to reach out if they choose to volunteer. This flyer will be hung about a month in advance, just in high traffic places in our building so parents can see. We will also send out the flyer via email 2 weeks in advance of the event, and then send a reminder approximately the week of, if not the week before, so parents are reminded of the event. The planned location will be the local community center or the library. We plan to have this event in the springtime just because with Washington the weather can be very back and forth. So the plan is to pick a season that has good weather just to encourage families to want to be out and about. The backup locations that we have in mind are to include the local schools or a local park. If we do decide to go with a local park, then the event will probably be held in mid-May where the weather is more promising. We would need an estimated 35 volunteers. We would reach out to friends and family and work with the local high school language departments for volunteers, maybe even work with the teachers to offer extra credit for students that are currently learning that language. I do think having students of that language there would also be fun for children because it's people or students more relatable to their age. We also have a lot of local language clubs in our area that I would gather volunteers from. Obviously, getting background checks is needed, but they could also provide extra resources for the families if they want to further their interest in those languages. The need for volunteers would be about 3 to 4 people, for each language booth. That way that we don't have any families just standing and waiting around. We would want family or volunteers throughout the event that can direct families or help families if they are looking for anything in the restroom or anything like that. 2 to 4 volunteers at the door to greet families and provide the introductory information and give out the language cards. And 3 to 4 working the matching game table. Again, we don't want the families to have to wait in line and wait their turn and stuff like that. We want it to be a good flow so that way everyone is engaged to the full potential. We will be reaching out to the library to see if a representative would be able to come and have their own table or booth that can provide activities that they have going on, because our local library does have a lot of multicultural activities and events that they hold, as well as providing information on how to get books or more information about these languages. As far as how many library representatives would attend, I would leave that up to the library to decide what they think that they would need to man their booth. The training is going to be an informal training. Each booth would have their own responsibilities. Since it's manned by at least 2 adults and 1 to 2 students that are familiar with the languages, they'll have their own simple scripts to focus on because I don't want to overwhelm the families or um, make it so that they're hearing so much that it gets boring, but also keep it short and sweet so that way the children again stay engaged. The other volunteers would be given the information they need, as far as like the door people would be given the information that they need to for the introductions, as well as giving out the language sheets, and then the people walking around, just to be assistance, provide assistance to the families, would be giving all the information or a connection to somebody who may have those answers to the questions they need. And these are the references to the art projects that we are including, as well as my language cards. For me, what I learned at this project is that the littlest details can make the biggest impact for that event or activity, and nothing is too small, and to keep that in mind for future events.